Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. I did not get to watch all these games start to finish, but I do have notes on them, so here we go. After the Red Sox got swept by the Marlins at home, they traveled to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays in a 3-game series. Before this series, the Red Sox were leading the Blue Jays 4-0 in the regular season series. So the odds were in their favor to win a couple on the road, and that they did. The Red Sox swept the Blue Jays 3-0, so they now lead 7-0 in the regular season series against the Blue Jays. However, despite beating them 3 times, they are still sitting last in the AL East behind, coincidentally, the Blue Jays. So let's recap these games. Game 1 was actually the first shutout that the Red Sox have had all season. They won this game 5-0. And it stayed a shutout thanks to a potential robbing of a home run by Duran in center field. It stayed scoreless until the 5th inning, where Justin Turner got a solo home run to put a point on the board for the Red Sox. Then the hit party continued because in the top of the 6th, the Red Sox scored 3 more runs, including a Duran 2-run home run and a solo shot by Yoshida. I actually wanted to highlight the Blue Jays for a second. Even though they lost this game, I really liked that they utilized small ball. They had their leadoff hitter bunt for a hit, and it was actually successful. Even though the bunt wasn't technically a great bunt, you would say, but because Casas had to come off of first to field the ball, no one was there to cover first base. So it was a great placement, too hard hit to be really a bunt per se, but I really like the idea of using small ball more in MLB, and I really did want to just give them a shout out for utilizing that and being ballsy enough to do that in a game, especially as a leadoff batter. Luckily, nothing came of that leadoff bunt hit because they turned 2 and then they ended the inning scoreless for the Blue Jays. And the last run that the Red Sox got came in the 8th inning. It was a sac fly by Justin Turner to put them up 5-0, and that's how they won the game. Shout out to Paxton. He went deep in this game. He pitched 7.2 innings, 0 runs, only 3 hits, and he struck out 7, and he did walk 2 people. But Red Sox are going to Red Sox. It couldn't be a Red Sox game without some sort of chaos or some stupid error that was made. So in the bottom of the 9th, Devers collided into Arroyo on a literal routine fly ball. Should have been caught. Neither of them caught it. And that caused a stupid error. So Red Sox are going to Red Sox. They couldn't have just had a nice shutout win. They had to have some stupidness to end the game. And that was in the bottom of the 9th. But nothing came from it because they still got the win 5-0. On to game 2. It was full of excitement, full of home runs. The Red Sox won this game 7-6. George Springer led it off in the bottom of the 1st, scoring first with a solo home run. Devers battled right back in the top of the 3rd, scoring a 2-run home run to take the lead 2-1. But it wasn't over yet in that inning because in the bottom of the 3rd, Bo Bichette hit a solo home run to tie the game right back up 2-2. Top of the 5th, the Red Sox put in some work. They scored 3 runs. Leading it off, Justin Turner got an RBI double to take the lead 3-2. Follow that up with a pair of RBI singles from Devers and Yoshida. That made the score 5-2. Then in the top of the 6th, Verdugo chimed in. He got a sac fly to make the score 6-2. Somehow the Blue Jays scored in the 7th. It doesn't say on either ESPN or any sort of recap how they got this run. I don't know. If you watched the game, let me know. I, again, was at work, couldn't watch the game. So somehow they scored. Doesn't say why or how, but it does say in the bottom of the 8th that Chapman got a 2-run home run, cut the lead to 1. Justin Turner wasn't done. Top of the 9th, he got a solo home run to make the lead 7-5. Last ups for the Blue Jays, they had a chance to walk it off, but they were 1 run shy. They did score thanks to a Guerrero Jr.'s RBI single, but it wasn't enough to win, and they lost this game to the Red Sox 7-6. Now for game 3. The Red Sox scored first with a solo home run from Devers, but the lead was not theirs for long because Belt had a solo homer of his own in the bottom of the 1st to tie up the game 1-1. It was a Devers day. Top of the 3rd, Devers got an RBI single to put the lead up 2-1. Bo Bichette again doing work. Bottom 3rd, he got a 2 RBI single, but somehow got out trying to advance to take the lead from the Red Sox, 3-2. Belt was just on fire this game. He got another home run in the bottom of the 6th to put the lead 4-2. Red Sox put in work in the top of the 7th. They scored 2 to tie up the game, thanks to 2 RBIs by Justin Turner and Alex Verdugo. They were all tied up going into the 9th. Last ups for the Red Sox. Verdugo wasn't done. He scored a solo home run, game-winning home run to put the Red Sox up 5-4. Blue Jays had last ups in the bottom of the 9th, but had no answer for a Verdugo solo homer, and they lost this game and got ultimately swept by the Red Sox 3-0 in the series. And in this game, we need to highlight Duran. He went 5 for 5 with 3 runs scored. That's the first in his career. He's really improving this year, and I do need to give him credit where credit is due. Unfortunately, even though it was a successful road trip, Whitlock was the starter in Game 3. He only pitched 1 inning and left the game with elbow tightness. So again, he's coming off of that injury that he had before that he's trying to recover from. Seems like now it's a lingering issue. So that's, again, a big problem because pitching is our weakness for the most part. We just started to try and get that rotation with Bayo, Whitlock, Chris Martin having that relieving spot, and then Kenley Jansen. But it's just every time we think we have a 3rd or 4th starter in that rotation, they go down with an injury. Tanner goes out with an injury. So that's going to be something that the Red Sox really need to take a look at. The help in the pitching department, especially when men go down with an injury. Red Sox are now on a 3-game winning streak as they come home to take on the Texas Rangers, who sit first in the Western Division in the AL. The Rangers are on a 2-game losing streak, so let's hope they lose a couple more when they take on the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Until next series, this has been Brie Marie D. Boston Banner Bound, Sox Talk Edition.